Suddenly, on September 12th, according to John Ashcroft and George Bush, 270 million Americans became the suspects.
Hey, Michael, why don't you talk about NORAD standing down? Why don't you talk about NORAD standing down, Michael?
But some people fear that electrical stimulation could be used to manipulate people rather than to treat mental illness.
There's no way that I can see that it could be abused or misused.
Do you know why they've got my team decoding the entirety of human thought?
Yeah, so I can tweet without a keyboard.
Implanting. That's the end game.
Why not the really hardcore 9/11 issues? My friends, this is totally surreal. I'm in the middle of police, machine guns, high-tech sound weapons that are being used in Iraq. And the would-be dictator is on the radio. I'm in the middle of New York City. It's a hellhole of surveillance and police state. And the Bill of Rights being torched, being destroyed.
The power to implant thoughts into a person, a group, an entire population.
By placing electrodes deep within the brain, investigators, including Dr. Jose Delgado of Yale University, have located precise regions that activate emotions such as
If you're here at 11:35, they will arrest you.
We traveled to New York to see the elite in action.
fear and rage, and basic drives such as hunger and sex. Electrodes can carry currents into the brain and allow the scientist to control behavior.
There's no way that I can see that it could be abused or misused.
Hi everyone, this is President Barack Obama. The US and Australia
action, but what we chronicled shook us to our very core. We were witnesses to the elite's ideology, to their mindset, their vision, their philosophy, and the martial law system that they are constructing, not just for the American people, but the population of the world. We're just right outside the security.
They are funding research into a device that could someday allow people to control their minds, and without invasive brain surgery. When implanted into a blood vessel, this network of tiny electrodes can record your brain signals. It sounds like something from the future, but it's just a
perimeter at this national security event in New York City, just a few hundred yards away from Madison Square Garden, where in just a few hours they'll be starting up the official coronation, Skull and Bones Coronation Part 2 for John Kerry's cousin, George W. Bush, right here in New York City. We'll chronicle the police state, the surveillance.
Another example of how investing in research can move us all forward.
But some people fear that electrical stimulation could be used to manipulate people rather than to treat mental illness.
The University of Oxford Functional Neurosurgery Group released a new report claiming that brain implants could be used to steal, spy on, alter, or control human memories.
Blimps, these sound wave cannons. And we'll discuss 9/11 with New Yorkers by traveling to Ground Zero and find out how many of them are questioning the official story that has holes in it that you can fly a 747 through. You were saying that a lot of people aren't on the street now.
They'll sell it to the world as the power to communicate, and then they'll have complete power to control. The CIA won't need to stage a coup to rig an election across the planet. Hell, they could turn any one of us into an undercover assassin whenever they wanted, and they would do it all from a computer in a lab right here.
It's here, not so long ago on a tragic night that has many wondering
What percentage of New Yorkers are left out? 50% have left? Are New Yorkers happy about the RNC coming to town? They don't. They're not happy. Sir, what percentage of New Yorkers like Bush and like the convention being here?
I think about 10%.
what can make a man snap and lose control.
See, I am a victim of electronic harassment and gang stalking.
On November 20th, 2014, 31-year-old Myron May walks into Strozier Library on the campus of Florida State University and...
What does the other 90% think?
They left city.
Everybody's gone? How many, like 10% of the city's left? Half the city? What would you say is left?
80%.
80% is left? We've been in New York about...
opens fire.
I'm what's called a targeted individual.
There's no way that I can see that it could be abused or misused.
Thousands of government-sponsored experiments did take place. In too many cases, informed consent was withheld. Americans were kept in the dark about the effects of what was being done to them.
An hour before we were threatened with arrest for having our video cameras in the subway.
Any one of them. May I ask you what you're doing, sir?
Okay, will you tell me again so I know what to do?
I'm not telling you what to do.
No, ma'am.
That's all I am telling you is...
The deception extended beyond the test subjects themselves to encompass their families and the American people as a whole. For these experiments were kept secret.
They've been testing on humans for months. They were stuck and we just unlocked it all for them. It's too much power. Will this work? Everything that we're doing, this is the end of freedom.
The movie The Matrix.
That you got cops climbing out of... Okay, you have a convention and you have a terror alert in this city. Okay.
Well, I mean, tell me so I know what to do.
I don't know what you should do. Have a nice time.
Okay,
You're on 34th Street. Okay, any train here will take you to 34th Street.
How do we take a break?
was just a tale of science fiction, yes, but it is beginning to look more like a documentary every day. Now, some may scoff at this idea and say, "You're just fear-mongering. That's not going to happen, you conspiracy theory nut."
We were then threatened a second time with arrest for filming on the New York subway. And a woman who was separate from our group had her film camera taken, smashed, and the film destroyed. The footage you're about to see was shot clandestinely as the police took action against us.
Well, I may be a nut, but there is no conspiracy when the information is made public to you. That's just you not being aware of it. So we are going to take a closer look at this, because right now, something is happening that you may not be aware of.
Some people have a deep, abiding respect for the natural beauty that was once this country. And some people don't. People start pollution. People can stop it. Write for Pollution Booklet, Box 1771, Radio City Station, New York.
Stop